They're just trying to solve a problem. And we use algorithms all the time. You use them, I use them. When we talked about how to identify email addresses, we were kind of tapping into the algorithm that we all have in our minds for identifying an email address. An algorithm is just a step-by-step procedure for solving a problem. And algorithmic thinking is just a method for creating that procedure. It's a way of thinking about problems that allows us to make sense of things. So if I show you this, now some of us might have severe math phobia, and this might be a little scary, okay? But we've probably all done problems like this. Maybe you've even started working this problem in your head, right? So what's the first thing that we do to solve this problem? 8 times 1, and then what? 8 times 3, and then what? 4 times 1, right? 4 times 1, and then 4 times 3. And we write those down here, lined up with the 4. Yeah? And then what do we do once we have all of those multiplied out? Then we add them, right? Okay, yeah. I'm really familiar with this because my youngest son is doing this kind of math right now. So explaining that to a person who doesn't speak English very well is a whole different ballpark, right? It really makes me, like, I really internalize these steps very well. Somebody do this one in your head for me. No? Okay, yeah. Can you imagine? But wait. We can use the same algorithm, the same steps to solve this problem, right? We don't want to because it would be absolute garbage to try and work that out. I mean, we're talking about, I don't know what, a dozen rows of addition at the end of this. I mean, and one little mistake, and it's wrong. That's what you got to love about math. It just wants to bite you in the butt every single time. But the algorithm, the steps for solving this problem are exactly the same as this one. So it's a great algorithm because it works no matter what, as long as you're not making mistakes. But that's why we have computers, right? In the very beginning, if you go way back to the very first computer, which was actually like a giant, if you think of it like a transmission, like a gearbox. It was physical. It was doing physical things with gears. The very first computer was designed to replace people who actually had the job of computers, and their job was to do math for 8 hours a day. And of course, if you're doing this for 8 hours a day, you're going to make mistakes. So somebody came along and said, this is simple and repetitive, and we're doing the same thing over and over. I can create a machine that does this and makes 0 mistakes. That's why we have computers, not to make money for bajillionaires. So the algorithm for these two problems is the same,